Hello everyone, I'm forecaster Jack Sillin here to take a look at the severe weather setup across parts of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic this afternoon on the evening of Thursday, May 10th, 2018. Starting out, as always, with a look at our GOES East water vapor satellite imagery, you can see there are a number of weak disturbances moving across the U.S. today. The one that we're particularly interested in is this disturbance moving through parts of Michigan and the Great Lakes. There's a frontal boundary out ahead of that, and that is already producing some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity this morning. That shower and thunderstorm activity will weaken as it moves east over the next few hours, and then we'll be looking for activity to redevelop farther west along the front later into this afternoon and evening. Taking a look at some of the visible satellite imagery this morning, we can see some of that shower and thunderstorm activity moving across parts of Pennsylvania, western New York, West Virginia, and farther south and east into parts of Kentucky and Tennessee as well. No severe thunderstorm activity associated with these, just some showers. If we put the loop in motion, or put the imagery in motion here, with the little play button to the left of the image, we can see this activity moving off to the east-northeast with clearing skies behind it. And those clearing skies are going to be important because that's what's going to help to destabilize the atmosphere. So to take a look at the cloud cover forecast, we're going to head on over to our weathermodels.com interface here, where we can see I've loaded up the NAM, so high resolution model total cloud cover, and you can see that we have this area of shower activity along with those clouds moving through parts of Pennsylvania and farther south and west as well. But you can see there's a little bit of some breaks in the clouds forecast behind those showers, especially as they weaken moving into parts of New York and New Jersey. And those breaks in the cloud cover will allow for destabilization of the atmosphere out ahead of the main front. So once that front begins to approach the area, you can see that we are expecting some redevelopment back to the west. So here's our morning activity moving through Pennsylvania here. This is 9 o'clock Eastern. And then that weakens as it moves towards New York and New Jersey, and then we're looking back to the west again for that redevelopment. Notice also some activity expected farther south in parts of Virginia. And as those storms move off to the east, they are going to start to organize into some linear structures, a little bit of cluster activity expected, some thin lines of storms. Nothing major expected in terms of severe weather, but these lines will be able to produce some damaging winds, some small hail as well, in addition to the ever-present threats of lightning and heavy rain. So look for these storms to kind of congeal into some linear structures as they move off to the east, and then weakening overnight as they head into parts of southern New England, where the air is much more stable due to the marine influence. Looking here at our ECMWS thunderstorm composite map, we can see some of the ingredients coming together for this thunderstorm activity. Here's our instability, the shading in here, the green indicating low instability, the yellows indicating more moderate instability, and some of these red colors down here in the Baltimore-Washington area indicating enough instability to support some fairly robust thunderstorms. So again, most of this activity limited in terms of instability, so not going to be a major severe threat, but with some of the wind fields that we have here, you can see these blue and green, some of the green arrows are a little bit hidden by the instability fields, but the blue and green arrows long enough to indicate some breezy conditions in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, and those breezy conditions will help to support the thunderstorm activity, even though there's not too much in the way of instability. Our third ingredient always is the trigger mechanism, and that is the cold front today, so no worries on that end. One other thing I wanted to quickly mention is the idea that we're going to have a little bit of a boundary here in northeast Pennsylvania heading into northern New Jersey. You can see this in the surface wind direction forecast here. This is 4 o'clock, again, the high resolution NAM model. You can see these southwesterly winds across most of Baltimore, Washington area, farther north towards Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and those southwesterly winds making it all the way up into the Allentown area. But then if you look to the north and east a little bit more, New York, Poughkeepsie, parts of northern New Jersey here and far northeastern Pennsylvania, we're seeing these southerly to almost south-southeasterly winds. And along that little boundary, there's going to be just enough rotational energy that we may be concerned about a weak tornado threat, kind of in this area up here. So north and west of New York City, the city itself, likely not expecting any issues due to the stabilizing influence of the marine layer. So that cool air coming in off the water and limiting the severe threat. But farther north and west, parts of the Catskills, there's a parameter here known as storm relative helicity. That's basically a measure of how much rotational energy there is in the atmosphere, and seeing some of these elevated values, 300 meters squared per second squared. So watch out for that. Could see a couple of weak tornadoes in this area, but overall this is a damaging wind threat due to those strong mid and upper level winds. Again, storms moving off to the east into southern New England this evening. They will be weakening, and the front moves offshore tomorrow with no issues expected after that. I will have a few more updates later on this afternoon as these storms start to develop, but you know where to find all the tools that you need to track the storms, even if I'm not posting about them. Radar imagery right here, satellite imagery, all your GOES 16 products, HD radar, lightning detection. We've gone over all that, and I have tutorial videos on each of those, so look there for more information. You can find those at blog.weather.us under the tutorial video tab. So send me any questions if you have them watching the storms later on tonight. That's it for me for now. Have a great day.